Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Cozy English podcast. It is always such a joy to sit down with all of you for another relaxing conversation.
Hi, friends. I am so happy you are spending time with us today. Pour yourself a warm cup of tea or coffee, settle into a comfortable spot, and let us enjoy learning together.
You know, Ryan, I was thinking earlier today about how incredibly intimidating it can feel when you are listening to someone speak English, but you just cannot catch their words.
Oh, absolutely. Learning a new language is a long journey, and it is full of moments where your mind suddenly freezes and you think, wait, what did they just say?
It really is. That is why today we want to share some super polite and easy phrases you can use to ask someone to repeat themselves, slow down, or explain a tricky word.
This is such a crucial topic for everyone practicing English. Many language learners feel embarrassed or shy when they miss a sentence, but asking for clarification is actually the best way to build confidence.
You know, Ryan, I still remember a vivid story from my very first trip abroad a few years ago. I was staying in a lovely old neighborhood with narrow cobblestone streets.
That sounds like a gorgeous place to visit. Traveling to a new country is always so exciting, but it definitely brings plenty of sudden language challenges along with it.
It certainly does. On a sunny Tuesday morning, I decided to walk down to a local corner bakery to buy myself a fresh breakfast before starting my day of sightseeing.
There is truly nothing better than the smell of fresh morning pastry, but ordering food in a fast-paced environment can make your heart beat just a little bit faster.
Oh, my heart was racing fast. While I was waiting in line behind 3 local customers, I practiced my sentence out loud under my breath over and over again. 1 butter croissant, please.
I know that exact feeling so well. You rehearse the line perfectly in your head, but then the person behind the counter says something completely unexpected that throws you off track.
That is precisely what happened. When it was my turn, the baker greeted me warmly, but then he quickly asked a long question. Words flew out of his mouth like a fast river, and my mind went blank.
Oh no, that feeling of your brain freezing is so overwhelming. What did you do in that exact moment? Did you try to guess what he said, or did you just pause?
I fell back on the classic mistake that so many language learners make. I just smiled politely, nodded my head, and handed him my credit card, desperately hoping I had agreed to something sensible.
The classic nod and smile strategy. I'm convinced that every single person who has ever learned a foreign language has done that at least 100 times in their life.
It turned out he was asking if I wanted him to warm up the croissant or if I was taking it to go. Because I nodded blindly, he put it in a toaster oven, which took another 5 minutes while we both stood there silently.
It is funny to look back on now, but in that moment, pretending to understand caused way more awkwardness than simply saying, "I'm sorry, I did not catch that."
You are so right, Ryan. Nodding when you are lost completely misses a wonderful chance to practice your real speaking skills. So today, let us replace that nervous nodding habit with clear, confident words.
Let us start with our very first essential phrase today. It's reliable, polite, and simple for any situation. Could you repeat that, please?
That's such a pleasant and natural sentence. Could you repeat that, please? Notice how using the modal verb could instantly makes your request sound gentle and respectful.
Yes, starting with could you or would you adds a lovely layer of politeness in English. It sounds so much warmer than simply blurting out what when you miss a sentence.
Oh, absolutely. Saying what or huh can easily come across as blunt or impatient, even if you never intended it that way. Could you repeat that, please? Is always completely safe and graceful.
I had to use that exact phrase just a few weeks ago when I was at a busy train station. The background announcements were echoing loudly, and the ticket agent was speaking at lightning speed.
Train stations and airport terminals are notoriously hard for listening. The echo from high ceilings and surrounding crowd noise make understanding difficult even for native speakers.
That is so true. I stepped up to the window, smiled warmly, and said, "Excuse me, could you repeat that, please?" The agent immediately smiled back, took a breath, and repeated my track number slowly and clearly.
Look at how effortlessly that solved the problem. Most people are genuinely happy to help you if you ask with a calm voice and a friendly demeanor.
Curious, now let's tackle another extremely common scenario. What should you do when the other person is speaking very clearly, but they're talking so fast that your brain cannot keep up?
That happens to all of us constantly. For that situation, you need our second powerful key phrase. Could you speak a little slower, please? It works like magic every single time.
I love that sentence because it gives you control over the speed of the conversation without sounding demanding or critical of the other person's speech style.
I actually had to use that phrase when I called customer service for my home internet service last month. The technician on the phone was reading technical details off a screen very fast.
Phone calls are without a doubt one of the hardest parts of living or working in a second language. You lose all visual cues like facial expressions, hand gestures, and lip movements.
Exactly. So I took a deep breath and said, "I am sorry, could you speak a little slower, please? English is my second language." The technician's tone changed immediately, and he adjusted his pace.
Adding that short extra detail, "English is my second language," is such a brilliant technique. It gives the listener immediate context so they know exactly how to adjust their speech naturally.
Yes, native speakers often speak quickly simply out of habit without realizing it. A gentle, polite reminder gives them the cue they need to slow down and speak more distinctly.
Curious. Now, Mia, what if you understand about 90% of a long sentence, but you missed just one specific tricky word right at the end?
In that case, you do not need the person to repeat the entire long sentence from scratch. You can say, "I am sorry, I missed that last word," or "What does that word mean?"
I missed that last word. That sounds so natural and fluent. It proves to the speaker that you were paying close attention to almost everything they said.
Precisely. It shows that you are actively listening and fully engaged in the conversation. It turns what could have been a confusing moment into an enjoyable learning experience.
Let us also talk about shorter options for quick, casual situations. Imagine you're at a noisy farmer's market or a busy grocery checkout line, and you need a fast response.
Two short options that native speakers use every single day are "pardon me" and "sorry," both pronounced with a gentle, rising tone at the very end of the phrase.
That rising tone is the most important part. When your voice pitch goes up at the end, saying "sorry" clearly means, "Could you please repeat what you just said?"
Whereas if your pitch goes flat or falls downward, "sorry" sounds like an apology for accidentally bumping into someone. Tone of voice completely shifts the meaning of short words in English.
That is such an insightful distinction. Let us demonstrate that rising inflection right now so our listeners can hear the exact musical melody of the phrase.
Wonderful idea. Listen carefully to my voice as I say it. "Sorry?" Do you hear how my voice lifts gently at the very end, almost like a musical question mark?
Yes, and here's the other classic version. "Pardon me?" Notice how friendly, soft, and polite it sounds. It's widely used in both British and American daily speech.
It's brief, elegant, and instantly lets the speaker know that you missed their remark without interrupting the comfortable flow of the conversation.
Here's a comforting truth that I want all our listeners to remember. Native English speakers use sorry and pardon me with each other constantly every single day.
They really do. People miss words all the time because of loud traffic outside, background music in restaurants, faint speaking voices, or simply losing focus for a brief second.
So when you ask someone to repeat themselves, nobody thinks, oh, their English is not good. They simply think, oh, let me say that again a bit clearer.
That mindset shift changes everything. Asking for clarity is not a sign of weakness. It is a totally normal and healthy part of human communication in every language worldwide.
Let us put this into practice with a fun role-play game, Mia. I'm going to pretend to be a very rushed taxi driver, and you use our phrases to handle the situation smoothly.
I'm completely ready. I have my practical toolkit of polite phrases prepared. Give me your best rushed taxi driver impression, Ryan.
Hey there, where are you heading? Downtown or take the highway through the tunnel today?
I am so sorry. Could you speak a little slower, please? I did not quite catch that.
No problem at all. I was asking if you want to take the highway today or if you prefer to go through the downtown streets.
The downtown streets, please. Thank you so much for slowing down for me. I really appreciate it.
Look at how smoothly that interaction went. In real life, people are happy to adjust their speaking speed the second you give them a gentle, polite cue.
It was so simple and stress-free. No panic, no awkward guessing games, just clear, comfortable communication between two human beings.
Let us do one more quick practice scenario. Imagine you're standing at a busy coffee shop counter and the barista speaks very fast while grinding coffee beans.
All right, I'm ready. I have my coffee order in mind. What does the barista say to me over the noise of the espresso machine?
Would you like oat milk or almond milk in your latte today?
Pardon me? I missed that last word.
I was asking if you would like oat milk or almond milk in your latte today.
Oat milk would be fantastic, thank you. That was another great demonstration of how easy it is to handle fast speech.
It really is that simple. Using short phrases like pardon me or I missed that last word keeps the conversation moving forward without breaking the friendly momentum.
The true secret to speaking a new language with ease is confidence, and genuine confidence comes from knowing exactly what to say whenever you feel confused.
That is such a wise point, Mia. When you keep these 4 practical phrases stored in your mental toolbox, you never have to feel nervous about missing a word again.
You can step into any cafe, store, train station, or conversation knowing that you have the tools to slow things down whenever you need to.
Let us do a quick recap of our 4 key phrases so all our listeners can store them firmly in their memory before we wrap up today's lesson.
Phrase number 1, could you repeat that, please? This is your go-to phrase whenever you need the entire sentence repeated clearly.
Phrase number 2, could you speak a little slower, please? Perfect for those moments when the speaker is moving too fast for your ears to process.
Phrase number 3, I missed that last word. Ideal for situations where you understood most of the sentence but missed the final detail.
And phrase number 4, pardon me, or sorry, with a rising tone. Fast, effortless, and extremely common in casual daily interactions.
We recommend choosing just 1 or 2 of these sentences today and practicing them out loud while you cook dinner, take a walk, or relax around your home.
Saying the phrases out loud helps your mouth muscles become familiar with making the English sounds, making your delivery smooth and natural when you need it.
Thank you all so much for spending your valuable time listening to us today. You are making wonderful progress on your English language journey, one step at a time.
Remember, every small effort you make brings you closer to confident, fluid conversations. Keep practicing and never be afraid to ask for help.
Take good care of yourselves, stay curious, and we look forward to talking with you again very soon in our next podcast episode.
Have a wonderful, peaceful, and happy day ahead, everyone. Goodbye for now.